They thought the moment was over, but the camera kept recording. What happened next was completely unexpected and never meant to be seen. Get ready, because these clips prove that the most unbelievable moments happen when people forget the camera is still on. He's not a little puppy anymore. He's gotten so incredibly strong. There was no warning, no smoke beforehand, just a sudden, terrifying fire. She just wanted to take a little break and relax, but the universe clearly had other plans. Almost like a scene straight out of a movie. This pickup truck driver either had an amazing gut feeling or superhuman reflexes. Just when you thought you'd had the perfect picnic day, the universe throws a curveball on your way home. One minute you're packing up the blankets, and the next, your vehicle is taking an unwanted dip. Before we continue, please take a second to support us. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments which country you are watching from. It truly means a lot to us, and we would love to see where our amazing audience is coming from around the world. In moments like this, the only thing that truly matters is that everyone is safe. Home decoration goes terribly wrong when the ladder starts to slip. Even with 3 people right there to help, things just fall apart. It seems they all panicked and got completely confused. Clearly, this guy has no idea that actual doors exist. Honestly, some people should have their driver's licenses revoked for life. They are a constant danger to themselves and everyone else on the road. Watching this level of recklessness is infuriating because it's not just a mistake, it's a total disregard for human life. I've watched a lot of videos, but this one just hit differently. I've seen all kinds of thieves and some pretty strange stolen items, but this is a whole new level. It's like they have their own agenda and we are just background characters in their movie. It's chilling to think about how a single moment can change everything. One step slower or 1 second faster, and this would have been a tragedy. thing is for sure, they definitely know how to cause total mayhem in the house. She had one simple job, and yet it was a total fail.
Are you alright? Stop me! Oh my God!
This was the most watched show ever, and can you guess why? Even after the program officially ended, the cameraman kept the feed running. Usually, once the credits roll, it's over, but something happened on that set that was so captivating. He didn't ask for much, just a little bit of peace and quiet. But life had other plans. Any company that these two workers pass by should consider itself lucky. They are so incredibly clumsy that it's almost a talent. Watching them try to handle a simple task is like watching a slow-motion wreck. Imagine checking your security footage in the morning and seeing this. What would you even do in that moment? It's one of the most terrifying things a person can go through. It's painful to watch someone handle such an expensive machine with so little expertise. Construction is easily one of the toughest jobs out there. Huge respect to all the hardworking people who fight every day to build our world. One moment everything is stable, and the next, the very ground you stand on turns against you. With them around, there's never a dull moment. This domino effect clip is absolutely mesmerizing, but she could be fired now. This dog just pulled off a move straight out of a Tom Cruise movie. He timed his exit so perfectly that his owner didn't see a thing. What started as a relaxing trip turned into a total nightmare when they discovered dangerous animals lurking in the water. Nature often defies all laws of physics. Tiny creatures race across the lake while we sink like axes. The sky decided to become an art canvas today. A giant aerial giant watches us from above while we stand completely breathless. Fear slowly creeps into your bones. You stand in front of the mirror, but your face simply refuses to appear there. Suspicion starts gnawing at your sanity. Something red drips down the windshield, and you are afraid to look at what is up there. Water reacts to people like a living being. Blue light spreads around your fingers while you play in the shallows. People are running away because the tree looks quite angry. An unknown liquid gushes from the bark as if a powerful pump is working inside. Togetherness is their biggest and strongest secret. We watch them haul huge pieces of food toward their hidden kingdom. Wind does not care about your big plans. Everything you built for months disappeared under the onslaught of furious nature. Terrifying power hides beneath our feet. Unpredictable events remind us how small and insignificant we actually are. The air stops being invisible under this light. It looks as if you are inhaling a thick mist that dances around the furniture. Water leaks from them while they defy physics. Gravity has obviously taken a day off, so the ships are now sailing through thin air. Fins cut the air instead of cold river water. It looks completely surreal to see gills working while the creature moves past your head. Sky watches us with some unknown and eerie gaze. White masses of steam have gained a face that smiles at no one on Earth. Ground moves rhythmically as if it has lungs. The lake disappears into the depths while the grass under your feet lightly trembles and moans. Attack stops because something terrible appeared. From the chest of an ordinary man, a dark figure flew out, freezing the enemy's blood. Their gaze causes cold shivers down your spine. You have a feeling that they see your past and future in just one short blink. Colorful jellyfish dance through the waves while carrying poison. Their elegance lures you to touch them, but that would be your last mistake. A mysterious signal comes directly from deep space. No one knows if it is a greeting or a warning addressed to the entire human race. The homeowners can no longer sleep peacefully. The footage shows a figure standing next to their bed while they sleep soundly in the dark. Nature needs no filters to completely enchant us. Looking at this landscape, one easily believes that the universe is a master painter. Butterflies decided to turn ordinary bark into a living tapestry. This sight reminds us of the fairy tales we listened to as children in warm beds. It is fun to watch how a car can change an animal's appearance. Every time he moves, new sparks lift the fur even higher into the air. Crystals on the windows tell a story of cold and long nights. Light refracts into 1,000 different colors, creating a spectacle for any random passersby. Horror scenes from movies become reality before your eyes. The head rotates 360 degrees without any visible effort or pain. Reality skipped a step when creating this unusual feathered creature. Through its wings, you can clearly see the leaves and the sky stretching behind it. Ocean biology is fascinating because of such incredible and quiet transformations. The moonwalk takes place on wet asphalt without any sound or music. Passersby stop in disbelief as the figure glides past closed shops and streetlights. The world would be a very gray place without such details. Every pattern on the wing has its purpose, whether it is to scare enemies or attract mating partners. Glaciers act like castles from imagination. Frozen surfaces reflect light in a way that no human can fully explain. The gym echoes with the sound of metal even though no one is there. Empty benches and treadmills run at full speed while moved by an unseen hand. Nature's art knows no boundaries. Every glance upward reveals a new composition that takes the viewer's breath away on the street. Danger signs often come without any announcement. No one dares touch that sticky liquid which seems to have its own will and intent. The air flickers as the ground lightly indents. Panic grips people who realize they are not alone in this silent and dark forest. Messengers do not always have to have wings or a voice. This unusual creature stands calmly on a rock while the river flows past its feet. Atmospheric phenomena sometimes take on very suspicious shapes. One wonders if it is just a play of shadows or some advanced technology. Legends obviously never fully die. The animal gallops across the grass before soaring high above the roofs of nearby barns. Nature shows its teeth through these fiery openings. No one can control the force coming from the very center of our restless planet. Winter decided to visit summer without an invitation. White crystals do not melt despite the high temperature prevailing in the rest of the city. Human bodies become lamps in the dark. Every contact with the bark leaves a long-lasting glow that slowly fades only after a few hours. Insects use surface tension as a solid road. It is fascinating to watch how they organizedly fight the waves without any fear of sinking. And these spreads faster than shadows. Every inch of movement raises the adrenaline level of those who dare to watch this creepy spectacle. The stars disappeared in a powerful glow. People took to the streets trying to understand if it was a meteor or something much more artificial. You have an unmistakable impression that you are not alone in this seemingly abandoned and old house. Nature often uses chemistry for art. These visual effects make the pond water act as a portal to another dimension. Biology sometimes creates forms that scare. No one knows if this matter is healing or carries some dangerous disease for the plants. The sea has washed a secret onto the sand. Passersby stop because they are not sure if they are looking at a miracle or a dangerous threat from the depths. Intuition tells us to remain calm. Every loud sound could trigger a reaction that no one wants to see right now. The power of the ocean is greater than muscles. The diver must remain composed while fighting invisible hands spinning him in circles. Reptiles move in a strange rhythm. Their skin shimmers as they form a figure that should be impossible for such simple creatures. She was out exploring sea caves, but there's a catch. She was doing it with someone else's boyfriend. A single second separated him from the hospital. The driver was recording a routine drive home. Suddenly, a small child ran in front of the headlights and took his breath away. A spectacular rainbow outshone the grayness of everyday life. Nature decided to show us its most beautiful colors without any filters. Marine animals perform tricks that even the best gymnast would envy. The audience was left in total shock after this jump. The old wall couldn't withstand the pressure of nature. The entire structure collapsed in a second directly onto the roof of the family home. The handyman thought they had the situation under control until the flash. The explosion literally blew the cabinet door out of its socket. The speedometer shows numbers reserved for aircraft runways. Every millimeter of handlebar movement could mean the end of the road. The massive animal flew out of the deep like a rocket. Everyone on the boat ended up soaking wet, but with a smile on their face. Cracks in the asphalt look like scenes from disaster movies. Nature has shown its power and left people in utter despair. Little furry explorers think they've found a new dancing toy. Their whiskers twitch as they try to understand what fire actually is. His calm is absolutely legendary considering the dust and noise. As the mountain literally falls apart, he doesn't let go of his phone. Luck smiled on this woman at the worst possible moment. The driver managed to swerve aside just when it looked like there was no escape. The girl swung the door too hard and was left in wonder. Instead of closing, they turned into a pile of transparent waste. Hundreds of fins cut through the waves in perfect military formation. This isn't an ordinary swimming marathon, but a real party for the ocean's most intelligent creatures. Drivers often curse at traffic, but no one expects horns on the hood. I imagine your face when you realize an animal is blocking your way to work. Their short legs simply aren't designed for such lofty goals. Every jump attempt ends in a funny fall onto the soft grass. The torrent instantly carried away walls that a man built for years. Against such a mass of liquid, no human barrier has any chance. The insane speed in reverse turned a quiet street into a dangerous accident zone. Other traffic participants were caught off guard by this absurd and extremely risky maneuver. It is still unclear what drove the person to behave so irresponsibly behind the wheel. Only luck prevented one of the drivers behind from getting hurt in this incident. The truck continued on its way while wood and metal flew everywhere. This is a lesson on why checking the cargo's security is the most important part of the job. A moment of distraction almost cost him a trip to the emergency room. Fate wanted him to look in the right direction just when the danger became inevitable. This video shows how sometimes only millimeters separate us from a serious accident. The massive tree succumbed to old age and collapsed exactly where the car had been standing a moment earlier. The sound of wood breaking made the blood of all passing bystanders run cold. The vehicle owner will surely celebrate his second birthday today because he avoided a disaster. It is incredible how evolution creates such amazing forms for survival in the wild. Until it moves, absolutely no one would suspect it is a living being. Just look at those details that leave anyone who loves biology speechless. The surveillance camera footage captured a moment of total chaos in the afternoon rush hour. The metal crumpled like paper under the onslaught of this unstoppable metal beast on wheels. Luckily, no one was on the crosswalk at the moment when control was completely lost. Imagination clearly has no limits when it comes to modern urban projects and design. This creation blends elements of nature and concrete in a way that is rarely seen. If you ever walk down the street, it is impossible not to notice this artistic masterpiece. The search for the uninvited guest lasted for hours through the mazes of classrooms and halls. Children used their phones to record every attempt to catch this rather angry and disoriented forest visitor. In the end, the intervention of professional services was the only way to get the school back to normal. Physics was ruthless here toward the driver who obviously underestimated the winter service. The car slid from one side to the other without any chance of braking. Witness this endless dance beneath the waves. It makes you wonder just how many thousands of fish are hidden within this underwater labyrinth. This storm showed how insecure temporary structures are during high wind gusts. The metal construction bent as if it were made of ordinary plastic under pressure. Fate cruelly toyed with the plans for a peaceful afternoon in nature. Instead of enjoying the scent of the forest, shock followed due to destroyed equipment and lost food. Footage captures the moment when the sky merged with the earth in a terrifying rotation. The video's author likely regretted staying so close to this unstoppable force of destruction. Dust and debris fly everywhere as the horizon slowly disappears into the darkness of the storm. The pedestrian stood in shock watching the traffic chaos unfold in front of him. It is incredible how much the carelessness of just one driver can ruin someone's effort and safety. This example is the best proof that we must always watch out for those driving behind us. Attack happened so fast that the poor guy didn't even have time to blink. It seems he intruded on the private space of an animal that clearly wasn't in the mood for tourists. Let's hope that bruises are the only souvenir he will take from this unusual encounter. Phone screen was more interesting than what was happening in the corner of the room. The lesson was learned the hard way, as cleaning will take at least 3 times longer than the break. Toddlers truly are the world's fastest artists when no one is watching. Forgetting the dimensions of his own vehicle led to a total blockade of all traffic. Parts of the roof flew across the road as the sound of scraping metal echoed through the whole neighborhood. This will be a very long and unpleasant conversation with the insurance company after such a debacle. The population density in these shallows is absolutely incredible for any observer. It seems that an unofficial holiday for the big catch has been declared today. It's hard to judge who is in the majority here, those who catch or those who flee. Staff's quick reaction prevented the fire from spreading to neighboring buildings. Firefighters arrived in record time, but the interior of the facility had already suffered immense damage. The safety valves clearly failed at the worst possible moment for the venue owners. It looks like a scene from a cult Hitchcock film unfolding in broad daylight. No one knows what attracted such a number of feathered creatures to this exact location. Citizens can only wait for this unusual cloud of living beings to decide to fly. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss what happens next. More unbelievable moments are coming very soon.